It's hump day yet again. And you know what? Has anyone told you that they love you today? Because I don't know about you, but I am feeling some serious love for you. I am so appreciative that you're here. There's a lot of entertainment choices out there, okay? A little too much, if you will. Spending your midday hump day with me, I'm just feeling very grateful, okay? I'm about to start my period. I'm a little emotional. Let's get into it. Hello, world. Come inside the Dear Juju podcast. Anyways, I love you. Hi, how are you? How you doing? First off, I want to state that I am still in my cocoon, creative cocoon, I should say. I'm still in my creative cocoon era, okay? Again, I'm still finishing the side yard spruce up. My husband went out of town for a week, so that put everything on the back burner. But I did get things a little bit going. We're going into caftan territory. We are going into 2 styles into production. I got my tags done. Still need to edit that. I'm still doing my logo. I'm still. Okay, but in the fall, which is only like a month away. And you know what? Damn it, I done lifted my nail. My nail lifted. And I just don't feel like doing videos, like Dear Juju videos, when I don't have my red nails. I don't know. It's like so a symbol and signature me. I know that nails shouldn't define you, but they do. They feel like me, and they feel like the glamorous, and they feel so on brand. So I'm like, once this nail heals, which we're looking at a couple weeks away, I'll be ripped, roaring, and ready to go. So I just thought I'd let you know that I'm still in my cocoon phase, and I'm still enjoying my fucking family. Okay? Toot it or boot it, I'm enjoying them. We went to creeks, we're having play dates, we're having a blast, okay? And this is life. Life is made up not of the big moments, but of the little moments every day and what you do with them. My son is 6 years old, and he's starting to really get into music, like play this, play that, play this, play that, play Metallica, stuff that he's influenced by his dad, by me. And it's just so funny because I was talking to my husband and I was like, have you seen that meme out there where it was like jamming out, doing the Bobby Brown, right? The robo, to songs that I had no business listening to. First of all, I had an older brother, okay? The Dog Pound, Snoop Dogg's first album, knew every word to Gin and Juice. Okay, NWA, but I had a CD of Color Me Bad, I Wanna Sex You Up. Ooh, I wanna sex you up. And I was thinking, what was my mother doing? Just downstairs being like, yeah! Like, as I'm just jamming out to I Wanna Sex You Up. I swear to God, you know, sometimes I think about our childhood, and do you remember that they had a commercial that said, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? The fuck? Like what, you needed a PSA to remind you to check on us? Okay? And I saw another meme, speaking of, this all ties together, that said trauma is carried generationally. And this is actually proven because y'all know I'm in therapy for my motherhood. And they have actually proven the fact that it goes into DNA codes and into your cells, and trauma is carried down from generation to generation. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. So it's not your job as a mother. And I don't know who needs to hear this right now because I didn't write this in the script. I'm going off on a tangent. But it's not your job as a parent to break all the generational curses, yada, 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 yada. The fact that you're trying and going and searching and doing the work and watching the way you speak, you're healing trauma, and it'll continue with your kids and their kids and their kids. And we'll just go on a trajectory of like healing, right? And love and acceptance and all the things. So I just wanted to let you know what? Even on days where I get it wrong, I'm still on the right path. Okay? And I don't know who needed that because I just went off on a tangent. Anyways, okay, so now let's get into what I actually scripted for the show, which is... So as a backup dancer, as a dancer in general, we have to fight all the time for respect. I get no respect. You know what I mean? When we were on tour, we had to fight to get paid like the band. We had to fight not to share a room. Everyone else on the tours always had their own room. On any of our stuff, we have to fight. The dancers are always fighting for respect. And do you know who is not helping our situation at all? As a matter of fact, she's hindering it. Little Miss breakdancing Olympic Australian girl kangaroo hopping into the breakdancing zone. I'm like, bitch, have you guys seen this? Reagan, this bitch, now when we were like, yes, breakdancing in the Olympics, let's go. I turned this shit on. I could not stop laughing. I was pissing myself. She literally looks like me when I'm 3 sheets to the wind, and she looked like how my son likes to think that he's breakdancing. Who the fuck let her in? Now she's the laughing stock of the whole world. So now dance has become the laughing stock of the Olympics. Like, where the fuck are the Jabberwockies? You know what I mean? Where are all the, when I go to auditions and the break dancers come, y'all, they do stuff that's literally out of this world. I'm like, are you parkouring? Like, what is happening? These dancers are so talented. It is absolutely insane. And then this little Miss Australia kangaroo bitch, she literally hopped like kangaroo. And I was just like, you giving us a bad name. You giving dancers a bad rep. We have worked so hard to up our rep, and you are literally one hop at a time taking us down. Oh my God. But honestly, when my husband showed that to me, I was crying. We both could not breathe because it was like she was parroting. It was like a bad SNL sketch. It was so fucking funny. Okay, now as your lifestyle guru, I like to come to you usually with things that are in the domestic world, right? Sometimes I stay away from beauty because it's just like everyone's fucking doing it. But let me tell you, I really am the queen guru of beauty as well. I try all the products. I buy all the products. I do all the makeups, all the things, okay? All the creams, potions, lotions. Now, one of the things is that I'm not trying to age more than I have to. And they say the sun ages you. So I stay out the sun like it's a plague, literally. But look at me. Look how bronzed I am. Look how sad I am. I do want to tell you about these 2 products that I've been using beauty-wise. First things first, what Australia got wrong in the Olympics, Lord, with the breakdancing, they get right in tanning. BaliBody is an Australian brand, and I usually use their instant tan. Honey, you could even go swimming in this. By the way, this is not sponsored, but hashtag should be. BaliBody now has a tanning milk. Honey, it looks like cum. But it's like a lotion that you use after the shower. So after you get out of the shower, make sure that you're dry. And then you just rub it on your body. The streaks are almost non-existent, and it has the most beautiful red brown color. I'm obsessed with the coloring, but I will keep it real. It does stank a little bit. It smells a little bit like fake tanning. So if like that's a deal breaker for you, but if you don't care about that, after day 3, it says after day 3, you will be brown as a clown. And honey, they are so right because my skin is very olive. And I was like, oh, please, day 3. I couldn't even get to day 3. It took me 2 days. And I was like, oh, I'm at the color, honey. So that's for my body. Then for my face, what I use is the Tropez bronzing water face mist. So I put the lotion all over my body. I do wash my hands because it can stain just a little bit. And then I do my face with the mist. And then I just walk around naked for a little bit. And then I put my clothes on. Now, I have another beauty kind of feel-good womanly secret that I would like to share with you guys. Now, as you know, I was a dancer, I was a gymnast, I was a cheerleader. I was very active, very strong, very muscular built. What that led to when I was little was the itty-bitty titty committee. Okay. I just had these little perky titties and I always loved them. I thought they were great. And I always thought they made me look thinner because I have always big, strong arms. And if I had big, huge boobs on top of that, it would kind of make me feel like very thick up here. Are you ready for my secret? Okay. You TRUs on the podcast getting the real. Look at this. I got these on Amazon. These are, I call them chicken cutlets because they used to be pink and look like a piece of chicken, but this one is clear. I got these little titties. Now look at this. This is a damn implant, honey. Just take this right to the surgeon and say, inject it in and sew me up, boss. I think that's why I've kept the weight on for so long after my kids because I'm like, oh shit, she got a titty now with some weight. And I like the way it feels. So For me, I like titties because titties, once you have them, you're like, these are fun. And I always like to, if you don't care about how you look naked, if you care about just how you look in clothes, and if you're a part of the itty bitty titty committee, honey, get you some of these, okay? Honey, sometimes you just need some titty and some tanning, okay? Now, to make me happy, I'm easy. I'm a cheap date. I just need the 3 T's, okay? Take me out. Okay, wine me, dine me, 69 me. A little tanning. You feel young. You feel like you just got back from somewhere. You feel like you're doing something with your life. And a little titty, okay? Make you feel perky. Make you feel a little bit feminine in your feminine. Not that you have to have titties to be feminine, and not that titties make you feminine. Feminine energy, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I like tits, okay? This is for me. I like tits. I love tits. I love tits. I love them. They give life. They fed my children. They do amazing things. And I like the look of them aesthetically. And with that, let's get into some domestic goddessness, shall we? Cooking. Oh my God, you know what I made this weekend? That is thebomb.com. Going to be in the rotation nation from here on out. Roasted honey cumin carrots on a bed of yogurt. Okay, so there's this area in Tripoli, which is kind of Morocco, kind of Italy, and it's very much like a fusion type situation, right? And one of the recipes that's a little bit infamous for coming out of there is these roasted carrots on a bed of yogurt. Autalagine, I don't know exactly how to say it. There's a chef in London that does this very well. I looked up a few recipes and I kind of did my own thing, and it ended up coming out fantastic. So at Trader Joe's, they have these baby heirloom the skin's taken off of them carrots, and you can buy them in a bag, and they're so cute. They're purple, they're yellow, they're orange. So I bought 2 bags of those. I tossed them in ghee, honey, cumin, garlic, salt, pepper. Okay, so they're honey roasted cumin carrots. I gave those a big toss, put them in at 425, and I basically just went until I could stick a fork through them. I think it was about 30 minutes, maybe something like that. Then I took some Greek yogurt. I put some honey in that. I put some lemon zest. I put some rosemary and some salt and some lemon juice. And then what I did is on the bed of the plate, I put down the yogurt, and then I put the roasted carrots on top, a little dill, and a little bit of pomegranate. You guys, I'm obsessed. Cocktails. We are into a mint julep. My mint is bursting like crazy in the garden. It's coming out of my ears. It's actually taken over the whole garden. You really have to pot mint, because if you plant it in the garden, she'll just spread like, a whore on a Friday night. Okay, real easy, a little too easy. So I have all this extra mint, and I'm like, baby, we got to make these mint juleps. So you make a simple syrup, 1-to-1. You already know it could be a 1/4 cup sugar and a 1/4 cup water, depending on how much you need. You could do 2 cups and 2 cups, and then you could store it in the fridge. Take all your mint leaves. I take a obscene amount, and I muddle it with the simple syrup. And I mean, I go to town. Then I add bourbon, and then all that crunchy ice if you got it. Otherwise, I use the crushed iced feature on my fridge. If you don't got that like Sonic ice, you know what I'm talking about. Those little like pellets, obsessed. And what you do is you have to stir it until you can't touch the cup anymore. Each cup you have to basically custom frost. And if there's only a few people, it's really refreshing. It's really beautiful. It gets you really crunk really fast. But we had mint juleps this weekend, and it was divine. And I was like, have we talked about this? Also, how beautiful are the cups? You can get gold stainless steel mint julep cups that are just gorgeous. You could also put flowers in them for a tabletop. You know what I mean? They can kind of go in and out when you're not using them, but they're a great investment because they're the perfect height for tabletop flowers. Because I like to keep tabletop flowers below chin height. Don't be giving me none of those. Okay? So if you haven't had a mint julep in a while, go make you one this weekend. And then Decor. Oh, yes, honey, we lean, green, mean machines. Yeah, that's right. Still trending is the color green. As Vogue.com, Elle Decor, Domino Magazine, they're all still talking about how green means go. Now, for my HGTV feature, we did paint my hallway. I use Farrow and Ball breakfast room green in my hallway, and let me tell you, it is sophistication nation. So Faro and Ball. If you're like, I don't know what color to paint, go to Faro and Ball, pick the kind of color you want, color match it at Home Depot so you're not paying the Faro and Ball price. And it's just the most beautiful paint. It's kind of like if you want a nice purse, you go to Gucci, because you're just like, I just want a nice clean purse, or I want to go to YSL. And you're going to get quality. That's kind of where Faro and Ball is with paint. You just go to Faro and Ball and go, this is going to be amazing. I also, in other news, went over to my friend's house and she did this beautiful white and gray marble in her kitchen. And then she custom painted all of her cabinets the dead salmon. So I walked in and I said, bitch, is this dead salmon, Faro and Ball? She said, you better know. I said, hello, dear Juju. It's my job to know. She goes, I cannot believe you just called that. I was like, I'm obsessed with Faro and Ball. They're the goats. Next time you want to paint something, think green because it's still on trend, and try the breakfast room green from Faro and Ball, but color matches so you don't have to pay. With that, let's get into some Q&A with some T&A. Okay. I love the T and T&A. First of all, I would like to say, somebody wrote me and they emailed me, and it was a very big email that had a very somber tone, and it didn't seem appropriate on this podcast where I talk about tits and ass and this, that, and the other to answer her on the podcast, and I was going to reply to the email and then answer her there. I cannot find the email. So if you're watching this, it was something about a lot of people passing in your life. If you're watching this, I'm so sorry. That was a huge accident. Sometimes I'll be looking at my phone while my kids are around and it'll archive. I've checked all the boxes. If that was you, I just want to say I'm sorry and my condolences. And I usually respond back to everyone, but that email got lost in the thread. So I just want to put that out there that I'm not an asshole. Something happened and I forgot who the name was and the email, and I can't find it. It happens. There's a few things that slip through the cracks when you're juggling these many balls, okay? So if you're watching, please say that was me so I can hit you up and so we can talk directly. Okay, now, I actually wrote this one down today. Dear Juju, when has listening to your gut worked out in your favor? That is a great question. I mean, first of all the time. But specifically, I want to talk about when I danced for Janet Jackson. And maybe I've talked about this a lot. Janet Jackson, Escapade was my first tape, single tape. Remember when they used to do single tapes and I used to play it in my boombox in my room? Velvet Rope was my first tour. When my parents got divorced, my mom was like, I really want to do something with me and Juch. And we went to the Velvet Rope tour in Texas. And I just remember having stars in my eyes saying, they're dancers. That's a job I could have when I go to Los Angeles. And then that's my trajectory on working towards that. So dancing for Janet was a huge opportunity. I had just finished a film, Bring It On Again. It was the sequel to Bring It On. And I was very young. I think I was 20 at the time. And the choreographer ended up using an assistant that I was working on the film with. She said, hey, the choreographer really thinks you would be a good fit. Janet's coming back at the Super Bowl, so make sure you come to the audition. Then my mom calls me and she's like, your grandmother is having her 70th birthday and your sister and I are going. Would you like to join us? You don't know how much longer. She's kind of an older 70. We're going out there to Ohio to make a surprise and she doesn't know that we're coming. Do you want to join us? And I was like, great. When? Well, turns out it was the same day, same weekend as this huge Janet Super Bowl audition. And I sat with that. Naturally, I chose my family. I was like, there will be others. Work comes, work goes. That is my favorite artist ever and the one that I've been dreaming about. But my grandmother is in Ohio. I never get to see her. She's turning 70. I have to choose family. It's just what I do. So I go and I surprise my grandmother and I do that. The choreographer's assistant, who I was just on Bring It On Again with, texted like, hey, girl, where were you at the audition? He really wants you. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. It was my grandmother's 70th birthday. I don't get to see my grandmother a lot. I don't know how much I'm going to see her. She's 70, and it's just a priority to put that first. And I had to go with my gut on that. I had to make a gut choice. And she told me, oh, you should have said so. No problem. We're actually having a private call for all the dancers that are on tour and couldn't make the huge cattle call. So why don't you come in 2 weeks to the private call? Janet will come. I listened to my gut And then, honey, I got a private call to audition for Janet. I ended up booking it. You'd so want spoiler alert. But that really taught me at a really young age, because I think I was 20 when I booked it, and then I was 21 when I actually danced for her, because it was in February, because it was a Super Bowl. So that taught me at a very young age, go with your gut, put your priorities first, let go and let God, okay? Because when you do that, and if it's meant for you, it'll find a way back into your lap, right? Make sure you do everything where you put your head down on your pillow at night and you're like, hey, whether it happens or not, I feel good about who I am and my decisions that I make. So that is one time specifically, very young, that I had kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I went with my gut and it ended up working out for me. Hope you enjoyed that story. Hope that helps. Dear Juju, I am co-hosting an afternoon book club meeting in September. Oh my God, how fun. What do you recommend for a midday menu, including drinks with a sober option? Also, please no pork. This is a ladies only book club and we will usually get 10 attendees. Thanks, doll. Let me know. Oh, I love this. First, I'm going to start with the cocktail. This is Angelino Amaro that now comes in can spritz forms from Trader Joe's. It's $16.99. This is the box you get. I feel like this is kind of the size of the can. They're 200 milliliters, and I hate any pre-made drink. I like to make my own drinks. I like to build my own drinks. I like to pour my own drink. It's about the drama of making a drink, right? So I don't like really any canned unless it's pure, like canned Lambrusco or canned Prosecco. But this is one of my favorite Amaros. So when I saw this at Trader Joe's, I had one. Bitch, I was sold for life, okay? Also, can we talk about the graphic design on this? So chic. And to prove that I'm not lying, this is a bottle of the Amaro that I have. I told you, I like to make my own drinks. And it's a little grapefruit, a little Prosecco, and a little of this Amaro, I think, in the cans. So what I would do, if there's 10 of you, is I would get a gold tub, right? A drink tub, fill it with ice, and put about 20 of these cans in there. That way everyone gets 2 drinks, right? Put out 10 wine glasses with 10 gold straws and an ice bucket. Then all they have to do is put the ice, because here's the thing. You don't want to sit there. 10 people is too many for being like, do, right? Or anything that's batched won't really taste as good. But there is something fun of like, you want your other drink? Go to the drink section and go. $16.99 for 6. So if you get 24, yeah, you're looking at $65 for everyone to have 2 cocktails that is delicious, that they can serve themselves. You can set it up really beautifully. I think that is a divine option. Then I would buy a couple of bottles of Prosecco in case people want to go nuts. Like I have to have 3 drinks. So, buy some like cheap Prosecco as well. For non-alcoholic options, I would get kombucha. I think kombucha is really fun because it's a really beautiful color and you could put the kombucha in there as well. And that way everyone is BYOZ, honey, building their own drink. And that way everyone's walking around with a glass and everyone's walking around with the same glass, because I feel like with my husband sober, and I feel like when we're drinking wine, he wants to drink a wine. When I'm drinking a cocktail, I make him a mocktail. Hi. Shot in front of a live studio audience. My son is here. I love you, Rocco. Okay, so for the meal, 10 people, midday, you know what I would do? I would do a Spanish omelet. I would do a Spanish tortilla is what they call it. You know what I'm talking about. We're talking about eggs and potatoes, or a quiche. And the guy who knows is Omar Alaboy, I think how you pronounce his last name. He's on YouTube. He's under Jamie Oliver's situation on this one video, and he tells you how to correctly make it. Quiche can be served cold. The Spanish tortilla can be served cold. It's really good things to get like protein and veggies and looks really beautiful. But then you have a side salad. And then I would also do a cold pasta salad. If it's a no pork, I would do like an Italian caprese pasta salad. I do little balls of mozzarella. I would do some tomatoes, some basil, some olives, right? Like do an Italian pasta salad. So we have a spritz, we have a quiche, we have a salad, we have a pasta salad. I mean, what more could you want, right? I hope that helps. I hope you like it. Let me know how it goes. Send me videos. Okay, that's the podcast. Don't forget that you're a star. Go to Trader Joe's and get you some of those spritzes. Also, if you haven't seen that bad Australian breakdancer. You got to see it. I saw something today that said you should have 3 wins a day. Physical win. So just taking a walk, working out a little bit, and physically moving your body. If you do that, you had a physical win. A mental win. So writing, reading, learning something, and a spiritual win, taking 15 minutes and meditating, okay? If you get those 3 wins on a daily, baby, you're going to be winning at life. Don't forget that you're a star. I love you, and go with your gut, honey. It always works in your favor. All right, I love you, and I'll see you next week. Mwah! And I'm out.